your quarterback of your Las Vegas Raiders, Derek Carr. What's going on over there? What's up?
All right, man. Well, with Derek Carr, he had a 2-day visit with the New Orleans Saints. It officially concluded today. The Saints and Raiders already apparently have a trade on the table, and this is per Tom Pelissero. Gagan, do you like Carr to the New Orleans Saints?
Yeah, I like it, actually. I like it a lot.
I agree to an extent. I don't know necessarily. This might be controversial, and this might kind of show how little I think of Derek Carr. No offense. But is he really an upgrade over Jameis Winston? Is he really that much better than Andy Dalton?
Well, the Saints seem to think so. He has a better career sample size than both of those. So, yeah, I suppose you could say so.
I mean, what has he really done, though? I guess is my question, right? Because Andy Dalton has actually gotten further in the playoffs. And if you want to look at statistical numbers, I'm more impressed with what I've seen from Jameis Winston than anything I've ever seen Derek Carr do. I just am throwing this out here in the simple fact that you got to understand it's not even just a simple release and sign for the Saints. It's looking like it's going to be a trade, meaning something's going to be given up. And I guess my entire argument on this is he really that much better than the options you already have on the table for free?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess so. I'm sure.
Well, Gagan, let me ask you: does he move the number of wins that if you in your mind, if I tell you Andy Dalton or Jameis Winston is starting for the New Orleans Saints, think of the number in your head of how many games you think they win. Right? Ask yourself this. Now it's Derek Carr, but you're losing a 3rd-round draft pick or a potential player. Do you still think it's worth it? Do you still think that moved the number enough for this trade to occur?
I definitely do, and I'll tell you why. All right. Derek Carr is probably at least worth an additional 3 or 4 wins. In the NFC, yes, okay. And in the NFC South 4, as we've seen in the sample size that was last season, look, Tom Brady is on a temporary hiatus, right, called a retirement, but we know he'll be back. But in the odd chance he does not come back, your Buccaneers don't have a quarterback. My Panthers, we don't have a quarterback. Honestly, Coach Frank
you guys have 4 quarterbacks. What are you talking about?
Okay, we also have a dilemma just like the 49ers, right, where you don't have one actual quarterback. But the quarterback that we have, he's actually coaching the team, Coach Frank Reich, all right? He might as well get out there and be a player coach. And but you know what, though? In all seriousness, I will say that Eason is the guy. Eason should start. And I'm going to continue to push this narrative and put it out into the universe, all right? And yes, Eason's a Washingtonian, so we got to give him some love there. But I genuinely believe that. He's been in Frank Reich's system before. The other part look, Derek Carr is a vet. He knows he's got 2 seasons left, perhaps, if that. I like him winning the NFC South. I think the Saints, they've got pieces. Him and Kamara, come on. He loves checking down the passes.
Look, you know what? It would be nice if we knew the certainty of a Michael Thomas who's been injury prone for what feels like 3 years now. Also, Alvin Kamara, you brought him up. Fantastic running back. I agree, but we also need to remember he does have legal troubles pending that will likely result in a suspension. If I'm Derek Carr and I control my own destiny in terms of a cut and release type situation where I can go sign with any team, you can't look at a team like Tampa Bay and the New Orleans Saints roster and go, oh, man, New Orleans is where it's at. I would actually even make the argument here that Carolina, with Frank Reich in town, there's almost an upsell for me there. I have better coaching. I have a young, angry defense. I would almost argue the Panthers are more attractive. Argument, look, he could be wanted by the entire NFC South. I could see the Falcons making that phone call, and there's a case to be made the Falcons are more attractive. I just don't see why Derek Carr would want to go to New Orleans.